is struggling, but Gasly's behind Tsunoda, which is not all that often.
Oh, and there's a big one, and that is Latifi. I'm afraid, again, a big moment for Nicholas Latifi.
Latifi's got so far out the way then of Stroll, but then Stroll slows down, Latifi comes through.
Oh,
no!
man, what is
on!
done?
My word.
What on earth is Stroll doing? Latifi let him go through, looked like he was completely off the track. Let's look at Stroll. Is he looking in the mirrors? No, he's looking the wrong way.
Yeah, you can't have that, Lance.
What is he doing?
Actually 6 or 7 cars rather than 2 or 3 down in the pit lane getting worked on.
So this was Albon trying to avoid, and then he gets hit from behind. That was because he was hit from behind.
He also got into
To many cars here, as we see, as you say, Albon, there's also...
Vettel hit the back of
Yeah.
Albon. This is how it went for Tsunoda. This is where it all gets pretty tricky. So he was behind the sort of worst of it, and then,
Easily got the gap. As we get that replay on board with Tsunoda on the slick.
Wow, big impact. Took his hands off the wheel, knew that one was coming, and just in too fast. Trying to judge the speeds on slicks when you just bolt them on, having driven on inters for a while, it's so tricky.
Like George Russell did at Silverstone. Gasly starts wandering across to the left-hand side and creates a sandwich, and I'm afraid. And initially then Leclerc got away really quickly. Verstappen pinched him to the inside. Sainz goes around the outside, and there's the contact. Gasly was behind him and is now alongside him, and nothing Lewis could do about that one. So Pierre,
At the moment, just 1.1 seconds off Charles Leclerc, who sits in P1. Oh no, Mick! Oh, that's big. Oh, Mick, that's big. That's huge.
Here, into 9, there's 10. I think it got slightly loose at the apex there. Then he got wide, and the right-hand tyres just go over the edge onto the top.
The right at 9, isn't it?
It just oversteers. So, okay, here we go. This is 9, and now it's on the edge. It's on the edge at 10, and there it's the oversteer that just puts him wide, and the car's already really loose, so he's a little bit on the edge through 9. Rear tyre temp's probably spiking slightly.
Up into the top 10 and around and past. Pierre Gasly having a look up the inside and a touch into Kevin Magnussen and spins Kevin Magnussen, who then reverses into Daniel Ricciardo.
With Magnussen, pole sitter yesterday, really. He's okay, he gets to the apex, and it's just into the rear, really. It's Ricciardo, and then Magnussen just running backwards. He's spinning across the track there, and Ricciardo, by that point, trying to avoid it going on the grass. And
Gone just breaking a little too late. He's right behind me. Oh, my goodness! And that is Fernando Alonso. And one of the Astons is Stroll, I believe. And there was obviously contact.
Wide entry into turn 11 to try to square off the exit. He's in the draft. I wonder if it's just an aggressive block.
Oh.
Yeah, just a, movement in reaction to the car behind you. Fernando been just a few feet earlier. He could have gone right into the side of that Armco and maybe split the car in half.
My gosh.
okay, Lance, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
the wheels are pointing the right way. Just carried in too much speed, and wow.
Oh, Seb. And Seb's gone in the wall. This is not...
red flag.
He's pushing. No DRS now, and he's a little bit tentative as well.
Oh.
Just snap. A little bit tentative through the first corner.
Sorry, guys.
Gasly go to try and follow Latifi here, and is it Gasly that makes the contact?
Yeah.
Boxes Bottas has got through this year.
So, John, let's have a look at what happened to him.
He got a little oversteer, just almost touching the red and white demarcation curbing, and once it went, there was nothing he could do. The snap oversteer, and then the car on the painted blue part of the...
So now, it was where Vettel, it's actually the same place that Vettel started to lose it, is where it went wrong for Daniel Ricciardo.
I'm glad you're okay. We'll fix the car, don't panic.
Yeah, understood. Yeah, I'll explain when I get back.
Yes,
I'm just curious. I was very curious. He just lost the rear end quite quickly, and then it looked like he almost lost the rear end too early. Maybe there was an issue with the car or the setup.
And again, no easy task.
Gasly's dropping.
Oh,
no! Contact! Yeah, that is contact, and it's Lando Norris.
It is.
who has spun around. It was contact with Gasly. They come out of this corner. I think it's just caught them out a little bit.
Yeah, Gasly couldn't go anywhere more to the right. He was up against the barrier anyway.
I'm out, boys.
Off the racetrack in turn 8, so what's that about?
He was really struggling, whether there was a problem with the car, and then, oh, wow.
I mean, Gasly was doing nothing wrong.
Okay, yellow turn 8, yellow turn 8. There will be red flag, track is blocked, track is blocked. Yeah, crash, pin 5, pin 5. Sorry guys. All okay with you? Yeah, all okay. But the brakes were so cold to start the lap. We were in turn 1 and now in turn 5. Yeah, copy that.
We'll look through what went out wrong for Ocon.
Just, again, almost a mirror of what we saw, but he hit the wall for Esteban Ocon. Comes through, and then there, the back snaps. Nothing he can do. He's sitting there as a...
Yeah, that was pretty dramatic. You can see it here, and the way, yeah, it hits the wall there. That is a big hit on the front end.
And go, so he's coming out of 6. Already the car's just on the edge of oversteer, and it just suddenly lets go. There's not a downshift there, which provokes Tsunoda's. Slid into an oversteer, fairly unprovoked, through turn 7.
Was he just offline?
I mean, it looked okay. Looked pretty okay from Lewis. Just maybe too much speed carried in. A little bit greedy on entry speed. Final couple of corners.
Yeah, not quite as good as he gets a big oversteer, and he's off into the wall as well. And you could see he was pushing hard. It was a scrap.
Ready, but it just seems like it hops a little bit as he's over the curb.
Yep.
9. Looks all so smooth through there. Then he turns in. I think the car just bounces slightly as he comes off the curb to turn in. It's not.
But they go off, and Hamilton, there is ahead.
Oh, there's a Ferrari off.
There's a Ferrari off, and it is Carlos Sainz into the barrier and out of the race.
And caused that impact. Here we go with Carlos. He's just lost it on traction. Intermediate tyres not cutting through the water well enough.
Yeah, I crash.
To right gets a little bit behind in the back from the front, it can cause an oversteer moment, and that's just on entry. That wasn't even before. That was before a change of direction happened. So that's just either a lock on the rear brakes. Let's see.
Are you okay? Yeah. Copy. Just not the car. Yeah.
Actually, quite a soft one in the end.
Oh my goodness. Let's see what we can find out here. Oh,
no. Just lost it at the apex.
Looked like it was going a good sort of 20-30 kph too fast, as did Sainz, who tried to avoid it and did that classic thing.
100% sure that I'd like to hear it again, but yeah, Sainz just came round. Something with downshift. It sounded like it had an extra downshift there.
Yeah, it didn't sound right, did it?
Sergio Perez to have a look at his teammate as well, but Verstappen's going to go around the outside of Hamilton on the inside, and they touch at turn 2. Verstappen and Hamilton. Replay then on board with Max Verstappen. Takes the pace in, has track position up on the inside. Oh, how would you call that?
Aggressive on the brakes, Verstappen, but it's good on the brakes at turn 1. Now he's side by side into 2.
Hamilton does not believe it was a racing incident.